Hello pilots, I'm going to do a quick video here on how to attach your brake handle to your brake line for a paraglider. So let's say this is your mark of where you want your brake handle. Here's your tail piece, and then this portion over here is going to the glider. So what you want to do is put an overhand knot on the side of the mark that's going to the glider. Now that overhand knot will shorten your line about 15 millimeters. So you want to have your mark placed accordingly. So my mark was 15 millimeters closer this way, and so I extended it out 15 millimeters because this knot is going to shorten it. So that in mind, we'll go ahead and do the overhand knot. And the reason I'm doing this knot instead of the typical bowline is because bowline knots will do slip, and that's why we never used them in the fire service for our rope rescue operations. Okay, so there's your overhand knot on the glider portion of the mark. Here's your tail. Now I'm going to go ahead and put a brake toggle on. So whether you have a swivel type or this type or ozone, which has you have like a little second sewn part here, and then you're going through a pretty wide piece of the webbing. In either case, you're going to do it the same. And what I mean is you're going to go through twice. So you're going to take the end, whether it's going through this one or this swivel, I'm going through it twice. Okay. And then I'm just going to adjust it so my mark is on the back side of the swivel. And if it was an ozone handle, it would be on the back side, the webbing dead center, the back side. Or if it's this type, same thing on the back side, the center. In this case, I'm showing you is going to be the swivel, so I'm going to get the mark as I cinch it up right on the back side of that swivel, right there. And then I just extend my overhand knot out a little bit here because it's a little too tight. Right about there. So now I got my mark where I want it to be, and I got my two loops. And now I'm going to take the tail and let me loosen this overhand knot a little bit and stick it through the overhand knot going towards the glider. Let me get it so you can see. I can get my hand position right. So that's where we're at. And now with that, we're going to go ahead and do another overhand, but this time overhand knot, but it's going to be just right around the line. So just like this. So I'm just making another overhand knot. And all I'm going to do is just cinch it down over the first knot. Okay. And that's it. These knots will not slip like your bowline. Once you get that snug, it's snug. Now what I didn't mention is that my tail, from my mark to my end of my line, you want that at least 20 centimeters or 200 millimeters long, because most brake lines are sheathed Dyneema, and Dyneema will shrink every season anywhere from 40 to 90 millimeters, give or take. It'll vary depending on where you're going to be flying your glider. More so at the coast, less when you're flying inland, but they're going to shrink. And so you want enough tail to let out your line, to let it out some as you take subsequent measurements down the road. And so there you be. That's how you attach it. Got any questions, give me a holler. tandempairagliding.org.